Hi, I'm Jodie Davis, the Cuckoo Clock Designer. Cuckoo Clock Designer? How does one become a cuckoo clock designer, especially little old me from a farm in North Georgia in Hickory Flat, Georgia? I'm nowhere near the Black Forest. I mean, really? Was cuckoo clock designer one of the options that your guidance counselor offered you in high school as a career? Not so. I studied engineering. Cuckoo clock designer? Well, actually, when you hear the story, it all makes perfect sense. I had an internet television station for quilters, and we got invited to go to Switzerland to the Bernina Sewing Machine Company to shoot an episode of one of the series that I was hosting at the time. And so since we were going all the way to Switzerland, I thought, well, shoot, we need to get another episode while we're there all the way in Europe. And I had become totally smitten with cuckoo clocks. And in fact, I had been collecting them off eBay, which means I'd gotten to know my cuckoo clock doctor up in Cleveland, Georgia really well. And Keith suggested, when I said, I want to go to a cuckoo clock factory, he suggested Anton Schneider. He said they are the best. So I contacted Anton Schneider through the distributor, and sure enough, they said, come on. And so we did. Well, I sort of had this ulterior motive, which the distributor here in Chicago said, don't tell them beforehand. I wanted to design my own clock. So we go and we get to the factory and everything's set up. We take the tour, and with my friend Ivan Matches, who is our videographer, we go through and we decide how we're going to film it and everything. Well, right before cameras are about to roll, I said, could we turn this clock into a clock for quilters, since this is a show for quilters? Could we make it look like a quilt shop? So sure enough, they bit. We did. Whoa. And so the hag that was bashing the two beer drinkers with the rolling pin, she got turned into a nice lady with a rotary cutter, and she was cutting on the table. And the beer drinker got turned into a kitty jumping up on a bolt of fabric. Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, at the end of the day, we had shot the show, and the clock was good enough for the show, but there were things to be ironed out. So after I went home, we did that. Well, then here's this clock, and I wanted one, but the problem was, in order for me to have one, I had to import the minimum that the factory allowed. So I did it. So now I was afraid I was going to end up with 99 extra clocks in my basement. But fortunately for me, QNNTV.com had just been bought by the same company that owned Fons and Porter, you know, As in Love of Quilting. And so they put it in the magazine and sold all of those clocks. Yay. What's amazing is that I thought that I was the only one who was not just cuckoo for quilting, but cuckoo for cuckoo clocks. I found out that people are crazy for cuckoo clocks, and when they reflect their passion, oh my gosh. So that's how I became the cuckoo clock designer. A business was born.